If you are active on social media, you are most likely aware of the social media storm that recently erupted over a cancer campaign run by the weekly magazine You. The 23rd October issue of the local magazine had a bold-headed Leanne Liebenberg on the cover, aimed at creating cancer awareness. The outcry ever came over the fact that images of the celebs that went bald for cancer were in fact digitally manipulated. According to You, it only wanted to raise awareness around cancer, but what followed was an outburst by people who found the campaign insensitive. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but it seems awareness campaigns, charity events, fundraisers are popping up all over the country these days, some of them more creative than the next one. What are the rules and regulations involved when running campaigns like this? And after all the fun and games, how can one be sure that your money is in fact going to that good cause? Now, joining us today is Lucy Bologna from the Cancer Association of South Africa. And then from Cape Town, we are joined by one of South Africa's finest comedians, Stuart Taylor, who was quite vocal on social media about the recent You campaign. We did invite You magazine to join us on the show as well, but we were told that they have moved on from the matter and are rather focusing on their latest edition, which is this week. We say how very convenient. It's not so easy for cancer sufferers to move on. If I can start with you. Hello, Stuart. Sorry, I didn't even greet you properly. Stuart, good morning to you.
How's it going, Evan? Are you cool?
I'm good, I'm good. Thanks for joining us. But I just want to start with Lucy quickly. Lucy, how do you view this kind of storm that's erupted, and how do you view that kind of, I call it slacktivism, because it's not really activism, you're slacking on the activism part?
Thank you for that, and thank you for the opportunity. I think what happened was that this campaign, or a similar feature, was run by a magazine about 4 years ago. And very similar, where they had celebrities and they didn't really shave off their hair. There was quite a good response. So at the time when You approached us, and they actually wanted information on breast cancer and the stats, but then it apparently evolved into this whole thing. But I think that their intentions, and if you look at what the celebrities, what they were trying to say, their messages, were very much just to raise awareness. But I think it has actually offended people. And I think for that, we have to listen and we have to acknowledge and respect their views. And I think it was surprising to a lot of people. I think also Wilma van der Bijl, who is a celebrity as well as a cancer survivor, she had actually said, you know, she knew what was going on, and she had said she thought it was excellent. So I think a lot of times people, I think the intentions were really, they really did want to raise awareness, and so many people, there's just so much happening around specifically the month of October. Yeah. So in a way it was, the messages did come across, some of them did offend, and I think from the Cancer Association, we recognise that, and we've been listening. I think there's a big lesson that has been learned from us, in that cancer campaigns seem to have real meaning for people, and that we've got a responsibility to keep it real and authentic. So
the man who's real and authentic is in Cape Town, because, Stuart, you shaved your head a couple of weeks ago. I can see it's grown back quite a bit already, so you're obviously a quick grower. but tell us about, you know, what you did and what you think of this campaign that got it all wrong.
Well, for me, it was a bit of a strange thing, because I honestly thought that the celebs had shaved their heads, which would have been a really cool thing to do, you know, lend your voice to this very worthwhile cause. And the fact that they didn't made me a little bit uncomfortable. But what really got to me was You's response to it. Instead of going, cool, we acknowledge, guys, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do, they sort of, they went, no, come on, guys, don't get your back up. Come on now, come on. These people can't shave their heads. They're celebrities. They need their hair, which is a bit of a ridiculous thing. So for me, it's a bit of a two-part thing. Number one, you've got You, come on, just acknowledge that it wasn't a great idea, because there are better people that you could honor. You could honor the woman who was actually doing the shaving. Maybe put her on the cover. She did that for free all day, standing on her feet, shaving people's heads. You know, so there are better people you could honor. But number two, from the celeb side of things, you just kind of go, come on, guys. What's the next step? The next step in the evolution of this is going, okay, on Mandela Day, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Photoshop myself painting a creche in a township somewhere. It'll take me 67 minutes to do that. But that's exactly what it comes down to. You understand the ridiculousness of going, okay, so for cancer, guys, we're going to shave our heads. Now, I'm just going to go for a photo shoot, eh? You do it in post.
Yeah,
it makes no sense at all.
I totally agree with you. But now, the key question I want to ask you, because you know you're a guy that gets invited to do these kind of things a lot because you are a celebrity. Do we have in South Africa a lot of these look at me celebrities who get on the soapbox and stand on causes to promote themselves? Do we have that?
That's the problem with this whole campaign, is that that's what it felt like. It felt like a look at me exercise. It felt like they weren't really giving it for the right reason. It felt as though they were doing it as a publicity stunt, as opposed to raising awareness for cancer. And that's my key problem with this whole exercise, was that it did feel like celebs going, oh, cool, how can I benefit out of this? As opposed to, how can I give my time to cancer? You know what? Here's how you give your time to cancer. You say, well, I'm going to be at this event. You can come and spray my hair if you don't want to shave it, or you can pay and shave my hair, or you know what, I'm just going to take myself, give my $50 and shave my hair. That's giving back, as opposed to going, oh, look at me, I'm on the cover, I don't have hair. It's so sad.
If I can just respond, I'm not sure where I look. Do I look there?
Oh, both ways, it doesn't matter.
I just want to say, Stuart, thank you for that. I think I hear what you're saying, and I think from the celebrities, we've actually had, funny enough, also some positive response, personal feedback of people that have spoken to and called in and also written. And I think that if you look at some of the messages, a lot of them were personally affected. But I think, you know, I think what we've also learned from this whole experience, and I said to you, is that you actually have to put yourself in the audience's shoes, and especially in a cancer survivor's shoes. And I think that's what was missing. It was just too quick and not enough thought. And I agree with you. I just want to say to you that we have been very fortunate. And with Shave-a-thon, we've had Mark Pilgrim, who has been one of the most amazing celebrities, but a cancer survivor as well, who has used his influence, but to physically do something, to raise funds and whatever. And I think what you're saying is, do take real action. We're saying to people, come along, come and spend a day at our Cancer TLC Nickers Lodge, meet the kids, meet the moms, come to our cancer care homes where we do, you know, where we support cancer survivors. So he's saying take real action and don't just do it where it feels exploitive. So we do hear you. I think that was an important message.
Stuart, to wrap it all up, you've really brought a wonderful, a light-hearted but very important focus on this whole thing, is that we do see the rise of this kind of slacktivism on social media, where you can stand with a picture, take a picture of me, bring back our girls. You make no contribution to bringing back our girls, but you've taken the pictures and people are looking at you. How do we deal with this going forward? Is it okay to abuse these celebrities on social media going forward if they do that?
Well, look, I mean, you've got to, it's just a case of, guys, choose what you're going to support and then actually make a contribution, as opposed to just doing 110 things but not actually contributing to anything. That's what it comes down to, I think.
Absolutely, I agree. If you're going to get involved with cancer, give it 100% effort. Don't come and take a picture and move on to the next thing. Oh, look, my new hair that I got today, it's beautiful. Or, you know, I'm wearing so-and-so. Stuart Taylor, you're an absolute soldier and a scholar and a gentleman. I thank you for standing up for this cause, because it's something that I myself feel passionate about, and I share your views on this passionately too. Thanks, Stuart Taylor joined us live from Cape Town, one of the very finest comedians in South Africa. And Stuart, before you go, Stuart, well, your show, let's just give you a punt. Yes. Your show is on the Baxter, is it?
No. Actually, I've just finished up at the Baxter, but tomorrow night I'm at the Lyric Theatre. You can catch me there with our Wednesday. Okay. My show comes to PE this coming weekend at the Boardwalk Theatre, Boardwalk Casino.
There you go. You deserve that punt. Stuart Taylor, thank you for joining us. That's my man. Port Elizabeth, Stuart Taylor is going to be there over the weekend. Go and support him, a man with a big heart. Lucy, just in conclusion, going forward, we put this thing behind us now, but how do you as cancer pick up the ball now and make sure that, you know, we are maybe a little bit more sensitive about what we do?
Well, I think what's important is that we're realizing that cancer is affecting a lot of people. More and more people are speaking out. And, you know, it's also for us, you know, working with some of the media, and when, you know, we don't get budgets to do marketing and promotion. So a lot of the stuff we do ourselves. And when, you know, we've seen, especially with example, Shave-a-thon and some of our other programs, Cancer Relay for Life, where we want to promote and get the message across. A lot of time, the feedback we're getting from media is saying, will you have a celebrity there? Will you have a cancer survivor that people are well known? Because then we'll cover the story. So it has been a bit of a almost a double-edged sword. So we're trying to get, but I think the most thing, like I say, we have a responsibility to keep it real and authentic, but to make sure that the message is real.
Yeah.
That the message, is it going to be things that it's about early detection, it's about, you know, being aware, it's about knowing the risks and the symptoms, and about doing something. And we've actually had people that have we've got a platform where people can raise funds online, and we've had 2 guys that have joined and started this video and said, we're here to do it for real. So a lot of this has activated people to get involved.
Lucy, fantastic. Thank you for joining us. We are very glad that we've got alignment on this, and you guys actually at CANSA are aware that, you know, we can't be doing this kind of stuff. I think it's counterproductive, and it goes against the grain of what you guys, all the hard work that you guys do. But fantastic. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, what are you saying on this matter? We always love to hear your views, and let's have a look at your opinions. Please remember to send it to us at SABC Newsroom. Tabo Mak says, OMG, just went through Al You magazine's cancer awareness article. Had no idea a lot of people would be so infuriated. Yes, a lot of people were infuriated, but we are living in a time of self-obsession, and I suppose people take it a little bit too far sometimes. Gwalax says, Gwala X, that's Kolani. The campaign lacks empathy, real people versus celebrities. You magazine, a thin line between wrong and right. Hashtag photoshopped. I think that sort of hits at the heart of it. Gwala X, did any of the celebs get paid for the photo shoot? You magazine, CANSA? No, none of them got paid. They did it out of the goodness of their hearts. I say, bless them for that. Tracy Dale says, wow, I have no words. Disgraceful and insensitive. Hashtag Leanne Liebenberg, let's not attack anybody. It was an honest mistake that we've made in the course of trying to do good. We can move on, and we can all learn from that. Let's take a look at